Hey guys, Ruben Darrach here. Today we are in the landed residential enclave of McPherson and we're going to be touring a lovely 2.5-storied house. Now this home was built from ground up and features some very interesting architectural elements which I can't wait to show you. So if you guys are ready, let's get the show on the road. We have a curated selection of products from over 30 local and overseas brands. Discover the best of what's out there all in one place. Head over to the Stack store now and refresh your home. Let's start off with a brief background of this home. So we've got 2 stories with an attic intermediate terrace on a built-up area of 4,000 square feet. This land was purchased for $2.5 million, but because the homeowners built it from ground up, that process took 2 years and cost a total of $1.7 million. Now, apart from all the interesting architectural elements you see throughout this home, this house has been designed with future-proofing in mind, essentially to accommodate 3-generational living in the event that the homeowner's parents decide to move in with them later down the road. Now, I'm in the porch, so let's begin with this area. One of the striking features of this house is the red brick facade, which stands out from all the other houses on the street. Now this porch is big enough to fit 2 cars. A majority of it is also fully sheltered, which allows you to access your car rain or shine. As we head to the main entrance, we notice this skylight right here, which brings in natural light, softly illuminating this area. We've also got an integrated shoe cabinet with ventilation holes that allows for circulation of air in and out of the cabinet. It's also here that you come up close to the red brick facade and you essentially see how it flows from the exterior into the interior. With that, let's head in. Going to the home, we've got a long entryway lined on either end by similar exterior brick. Now, these reclaimed bricks are imported from China, so each of them actually differ in shape and condition. Now, that's paired very nicely with the in-situ terrazzo flooring, whereby the terrazzo mix is actually poured into the flooring and polished on the spot. Now, this serves as a primary flooring running through the home. Right next to the entryway is the family room. Now, this is essentially the study area or the home office. Now, it's here that you'll find dedicated desks, storage areas for each of the 3 members of the family. Now, one thing I appreciate is the extra leftover space in the middle, which can be utilized for other purposes. Speaking of Airwell, this has to be one of the main highlights of this home. Now, the ground floor features an Airwell garden, which is great not just for bringing nature, but also natural light and ventilation to the inward-facing areas of this home. Now, we'll speak a little bit more on how this impacts the second story in just a little bit. Sharing the Airwell garden is the living area. Now, the homeowners opted to go with simple and versatile furniture. As you can tell, the furnishings here are off the rack versus built-in carpentries, and this allows them to grow with the space over time. So before we go further into this home, I just wanted to point out something really quickly. Now, when I close this door, this area essentially functions both independently and separately from that space that we saw earlier across the Airwell garden, essentially making it seem like 2 different homes altogether. How cool is that? Separating the living area from the kitchen are these glass sliding doors. Now, this kitchen is finished in a very unconventional layout. Because the family spent a lot of time here, they've actually decided to incorporate both the living and the dining areas together. So instead of the usual kitchen island you would find in the middle, you now have a 10-seater dining set, which is also great for when you have guests over. The kitchen counter spans across the 2 walls of the space. Right there we've got the pantry, and over here on this end, the main counter with more of the built-in appliances. Also notice you've got tons of countertop area, extra storage, and one thing I'd like to highlight as well is the laminate, which really helps to bring out the vibrancy in this kitchen. The kitchen directly connects to the rear yard, and it's not the biggest of spaces, but certainly very charming. Now, the homeowners have incorporated a barbecue counter and have also intentionally created these deeper steps to allow them to sit down and enjoy the greenery. Now, because we're facing the park connector that runs along the canal, the homeowners have incorporated a back gate which allows them to directly access the park connector. As we get to the middle of the home, we come to the ground floor common bath. Now, this common bath is separated by a custom sliding door with holes at the top for ventilation. Now, as we go in, we'll find terracotta floor tiles contrasted with white wall square tiles, and this is essentially the same design language that you get throughout all the bathrooms in this home. Now this corridor serves as a great transitory space between the front and rear of the home, and these large glass sliding windows allow for beautiful views of the Airwell garden outside. Now similar attention to detail was paid to the stairway right here. In fact, you'll notice these breeze blocks which bring in both natural light and ventilation into this space. So here we are on the second floor. Now this floor houses 4 out of the 5 bedrooms in this home. Let's begin with the master bedroom. Coming in, we've got quite a long entryway, a generous amount of wardrobe space lining this wall. One thing I do appreciate are the doors right here. They've been designed in such a way that they pass off as feature walls. Now this bedroom is also very unique. It's certainly got a very unconventional layout. It's very spacious. One thing I like to point out is the king-size bed in the middle. Now that's something you don't get very often, but the homeowners did this so that they could have views of the entire greenery while they lay in bed. The way balconies in this home are designed not just give privacy but also help to shelter from the weather elements. It's here that you get an elevated view of the park connector and the canal, and I can just imagine how enjoyable it must be to be lazing here throughout different points of the day. So this bathroom is similar to the bath we saw earlier. Perhaps the only exception is that there's a bathtub here, and one additional special feature is the skylight above, which makes the scene feel like it's right out of Pinterest. Right next to the master bedroom is the first common bedroom. Now this belongs to the daughter. As you can tell, there's wood vinyl flooring that's spread throughout, giving this warm and cozy feel to all the bedrooms. Now this is an inward facing room, however you get plenty of natural light coming in because of the airwell right here. There's also a balcony which allows the occupant to enjoy an outdoor atmosphere from the comfort of their own room. Finally, we have plenty of storage areas right here, and this room comes with an ensuite bath for the additional convenience and privacy for the owner. Now, as we head down this corridor, again we notice the breeze blocks on one end and the way the sunlight hits the beautiful red brick facade. But what I want to show you is this entrance to the 2 bedrooms right here. Now they're essentially similar, just mirrored. Let's begin with this bedroom. Both these rooms are currently unfinished, however you do have built-in wardrobes right here. Now these rooms were designed to host the parents of the homeowners in the event that they decided to move in down the road. Now right at the end we also have a balcony that's accessible by occupants from both rooms. The 2 common bedrooms we saw earlier did not have ensuite baths of their own, however this common bath is easily accessible by occupants of both the rooms. Now the 2 design features that caught my eye about this bath is essentially this bench sitting right here, which is great for the elderly, and this window which brings in not just natural light and ventilation but also gives a great view of the airwell below. To head from the second to the third and final floor of this home, I couldn't help but notice that slit of skylight bringing in natural light into the stairway once again. Now, at this point, I'm just really impressed by the homeowner's ability to bring in all these elements of natural light, essentially illuminating these different areas. On this attic floor, through this door is where you'll find the service yard together with the helper's room, which comes with an attached bath. Let me now show you the roof terrace. Now, if having balconies in every room wasn't enough, you have this massive roof terrace, and in fact, there's another roof terrace on the opposite end. Now, the homeowners have shared that they tend to furnish this area with outdoor furnishings. In my eyes, I could see an outdoor lounge chair, I could see alfresco dining sets, even an inflatable pool fitting into this area. Honestly, with this amount of space, opportunities are endless. And so that officially wraps up the tour for today. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video as much as we enjoyed shooting it. Now before we go, we'd like to thank the homeowners for allowing us to tour this beautiful home. Unfortunately, this home is not currently for sale. However, if you're looking for similar homes, you can reach out to us at hello@stackhomes.com. As always, if you enjoyed the video, do consider giving us a thumbs up, subscribing, turning on that notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.